Hello, Joy and Flow followers. I wanted to talk to you today about what I call God moments. I'm sure many of you have experienced these. It's when I feel the presence of God a lot of times in nature, and also just experiencing the oneness with other people and experiences that happen that remind us that we're all connected, that we're connected to God, to creation, and to each other. And one of those moments happened the other day. I had reached out to my friend Barbara to meet with her at one of our local parks. And I had met Barbara. She was in my Stephen ministry class that I was leading at church, and that's how we originally met. And then we grew a friendship, and Barbara had trained Labrador Retriever dogs to be support dogs. And we had a Labrador named Wilson, and when we were going on a trip, we didn't want to put Wilson in a kennel, and Barbara said that she would watch him for us. And at the time, she had 3 other labs, and it was so wonderful that she would text us pictures and send us videos, and we would tell Wilson that he was going to puppy camp, and he really enjoyed that time with Barbara. And since that time, Wilson passed away a few Christmases ago, and Barbara's now just down to 1 dog. She had just recently lost Aspen. And so when I texted her to go to the park, I texted and said, "Will a puppy be coming along?" And she didn't say yes or no. She just said, So when I arrived, I didn't know if I would see her lab Seeker or not. And when I walked up to the park bench where she was sitting, there she was, and Seeker was with her. And Seeker is just this beautiful lab. He's close to 90 pounds. He's just a big dog and just as sweet as could be. And so we walked around the lake, and then we came back down to our park bench, and we sat. And a family of about 5 children walked by. And one of the boys was tall, he was lanky, he had glasses on, and he seemed kind of awkward. And the father said, "My son has a learning disability, and he's really deathly afraid of dogs, and he wants to overcome that fear. So is it okay that he pets your dog?" And we said, of course it is. And so this boy reached out they were orange fingers, which had obviously been Cheetos stained, and reached them out to Seeker. And Seeker was very eager, doing a full body wag as soon as he saw the family to be petted by this boy. And you could tell he was very hesitant. And I kept saying to him, "Oh, I know he's a big dog, but he's a really sweet dog, and you don't need to be afraid of him. He's very sweet." And he kept reaching out his hand and patting the top of Seeker's head, and Seeker was starting to get excited and kind of jumping a little bit. Barbara pulled him back, but the boy just kept reaching out and touching him. And I told him that you are so brave. And he was brave. And the father thanked us, and the family went along. And Barbara and I just looked at each other and said that was such a God moment. Because he wasn't told by his family that he had to overcome his fear. He had just chosen to overcome that fear. And I thought it was just a beautiful thing to watch how brave that this little boy was. To just take that one step, that reaching out of his hand to pet the dog, to overcome his fear. So I know that we're all afraid and about certain things, and especially when we step outside our comfort zones, when we go to do something new and we feel like we won't be able to do it, or who am I to do this, or what will people think, or I don't know, or this hasn't worked out before. So I would just ask you to take this little action that this young boy taught me, to not be afraid, to just take that little reaching out to overcome his fear a little bit at a time. And as he comes in contact with other dogs, and he will just become less and less afraid and have more courage in the process. So keep that in mind. And if you have a God moment, I'd love for you to share it here in the comment section. So continue to be safe, be well, stay encouraged above all else. Bye for now.